Hello there everybody on Universe of the Blue Tubers. This is your Blue Tuber 22 Tiger Dude or Tony, and I am here on Universe of the Blue Tubers to rank all of the Best Picture nominees for the 2017 Academy Awards. I figured with it being Academy Awards Day, as I am uploading this video, I figured it would be very fun to honestly rank all 9 of the Best Picture nominees. And this is actually the first time that I've actually gotten to see every single Best Picture nominee before the Oscars. Why not actually do a ranking of it? I figured it could be fun, and I want everyone to just please keep in mind that this is just my own personal ranking. If you don't agree, please tell me in the comments. I would love to know how you would rank the pictures. Also, I want everyone to know that my opinion on all 9 of these films are actually positive. So whatever film you see me put in my number 9 spot, it's still a good movie. I don't want anyone to think I don't like it or I think it's terrible. No, even my number 9, since I'm going to go 9 through 1 with this list, it's still a positive rating for me. So let's go ahead and start off with my number 9. So as I rank this list, my number 9 is actually going to be I Know La La Land. Now guys, please do not take this as an insult, because I still think La La Land is a solid movie. I still think this is a good, well-made movie. Now yes, I'm not head over heels in love with it like I know a lot of people are, but that doesn't mean I don't like this film, because I do. I actually do think La La Land is a good film. It has incredible musical numbers. Yes, I wish the second half had a little bit more, but nonetheless, I still love the musical numbers here. The cinematography is some of the best from 2016. Ryan Gosling and Emma Stone, they have great chemistry in this film. Damien Chazelle's direction is absolutely beautiful. He just keeps me just so fascinated by this magical world. Now, if you guys have seen my movie review on my 20 Target channel, I was 50-50 with the ending, because there's this one moment in the ending where I absolutely loved it. And then this last very bit of the end, I wasn't too satisfied. But even with all that, there's a lot of good things about La La Land. Yeah, sure, I may not think it's one of the best musicals of all time or anything, but I do think it is a good movie. I do think it's a solid movie, and it's a film I could definitely see why it's getting all the praise. I definitely think it is worthy of the praise that it has been getting. So I do look forward to revisiting La La Land, and to give my rating, I would give it 3 out of 4 stars, which would be a B. But now coming in my number 8 spot is actually going to be Hidden Figures. This is yet another solid movie. I am actually very happy this is in the Best Picture category, because this is a good movie. I actually really enjoyed Hidden Figures. It was educational. It was inspirational. I never heard of a story like this. What these women had to do, especially with Taraji P. Henson, all of the mathematical data that she had to figure out just so this space mission, the first ever space mission, can be successful. It was really something so interesting. I really love the performances. Kevin Costner was great here. Taraji P. Henson's great here. Octavia Spencer definitely has her moments to shine. And Janelle Monáe, although I feel like she's the most underused out of the 3, I still feel like she had her time to shine. Theodore Melfi, you could tell, was very respectful of the story, and he did a great job directing this film. So Hidden Figures, it's a solid feature. Just like with La La Land, I am going to give it 3 out of 4 stars, which is a B. And now coming in my number 7 spot is actually Manchester by the Sea. Oh man, this is a great film. This film was so great. Now yes, it takes a little time to get going for the first 45 minutes. Not that I was necessarily bored, but I just needed to get a full grasp on the film. Then once Casey Affleck meets with the lawyer, that's when I felt the film really found its footing, and that's when I felt the film got really, really strong. Casey Affleck is terrific here. He really does give it his all. He conveyed so much emotion to his role. Same with Lucas Hedges. I thought he was really great. and the scenes where it's Lucas Hedges and Casey Affleck talking to each other. I found those to be the most intriguing and best scenes because the dialogue just felt so realistic. It's a great story of how you deal with loss or dealing with a mistake that you've made that you have to live with for the rest of your life. I thought Kenneth did a great job writing and directing this film. The screenplay is so strong. It just has really great dialogue. Michelle Williams is very great for the small screen time that she has. And for a movie that was 2 hours and 17 minutes long, this was actually a very lengthy movie. The pacing actually flew by. Even the first 45 minutes where I wasn't really too much into the film, even I felt that was actually paced quite well. So this is actually very well paced for a movie that's 2 hours and 17 minutes long. It's a great movie all around. Manchester by the Sea ended up being a little better than I expected, honestly. I'm going to give it 3.5 out of 4 stars, which is a strong B+. And now coming in my number 5 spot is going to be the movie Moonlight. This was such a great 3-act structure of a movie because the first act deals with Chiron when he's a kid, the second act deals with Chiron when he's a teenager, and the third act deals with Chiron when he's an adult. And how these storylines were told were so engaging to me, especially the second act where I felt like a lot of the more powerful stuff happened in that one. The second act to me was definitely the hardest to watch in this film, but it's just a very great film because first of all, the performances from everyone were very strong. Everyone gave it their all. From the actor that would play Kid Chiron, Teenage Chiron, Adult Chiron. I forgot their names. I did even say their names in my movie review on my 20 Tiger channel, but they all did a really great job. Naomi Harris as Chiron's mother is terrific. Janelle Monáe and Mahershala Ali, who are both in Hidden Figures, they were both really great. Especially Mahershala Ali. He has my favorite character in the film, even if he's not in the film that much, but he was really great. Cinematography is beautiful. Direction by Barry Jenkins is terrific. The writing from Barry Jenkins is just so beautiful. There's a lot of thought that goes into it. Oh, and the score for Moonlight, oh my goodness, is one of the best scores of 2006 in my opinion. Like, that was just pure poetry. And even if I don't think the third act is as good as the first 2 acts, I was still very invested with the third act. So Moonlight gets 3.5 out of 4 stars, which would be an A-. And now coming in my number 5 spot is actually the movie Fences. Denzel Washington's direction is just really terrific here. This movie is based off of a play written by August Wilson. He's no longer around, but it's really cool that they actually made this movie based off of that play. And although, yes, this is a movie where it feels more like a stage play, but I think it works in this case, and because of that, I was mostly fully engaged with Fences. Like, sure, this film could get a little bit slow at times, but that doesn't really take away from how engaged I was. This movie was truly incredible, from the screenplay, from the direction by Denzel Washington, from the performances, and I do mean powerhouse performances, especially from Denzel Washington and Viola Davis. Viola Davis, oh man, she really gave it her all. And just everyone else that was in this film, they honestly acted very well. Cinematography is beautiful. It's a very tough watch, but at the same time, it is a very powerful watch, and I can't help but commend this film for that. Definitely a terrific film. I'm going to give it 3.5 out of 4 stars, which is an A-. And now, ranking in my number 4 spot is Hacksaw Ridge, where Mel Gibson returns to directing a film. My oh my, this film blew me away. This film is freaking fantastic. This is a fantastic war film. This is just how a war film should be. The first half building up the characters, and then the second half being a full-on war film. It was just incredible on how Mel Gibson was able to structure this film. This film never drags. There's not a single moment where Hacksaw Ridge drags. This film is fully engaging from beginning to end. Mel Gibson directs this film with such passion power. You could tell he really wanted to respect this man that was willing to go out and save these men with no gun. The way he's able to save these men without having a gun is inspirational. Andrew Garfield gives it his all in this film. He is terrific. He gives one of the best performances of 2016. Other performances like from Teresa Palmer, Hugo Weaving, Vince Vaughn, Sam Worthington, everyone else, they're terrific here. The war sequences are filmed so well. They're so bloody, but they're so realistic. The sound editing to them, like just hearing the sound was so impressive. You really felt like you were there. And that's something I truly loved about Hacksaw Ridge. Bravo, Mel Gibson, bravo. This film gets 3.5 out of 4 stars, an A-. And now coming in my number 3 spot is Lion. This film is beautiful. I said this in my review up on my 22 Tiger Dude channel, but I do think that this is a beautiful story. We follow the story of this little Indian boy that gets separated from his brother and his mother because of him going inside this train. For the first half of the movie, when we focus on Saru as a little Indian boy, I thought that stuff was very interesting. I really cared about the story. And then once the film does cut to Dev Patel, who doesn't show up until the second half of the film, that stuff becomes just as engaging, if not maybe just a little bit more engaging in my opinion. I thought Dev Patel was great here. Rooney Mara was great here. Sunny Pawar, who plays Little Saru, he was so terrific here. Nicole Kidman, David Winham, they're all really great here in this film. The film is so well directed. It's very well written. The cinematography is beautiful. The music sounds terrific. The film also ends in such a beautiful manner. Definitely, I'm not going to spoil what happens, but where this film ends was truly beautiful. Lion is just a film that honestly wowed me. This ended up being a better film than I was even expecting it. I was just hoping this would be a solid movie because of how good the trailers were, but I ended up getting a phenomenal movie. Lion gets 4 out of 4 stars, which is an A. And now coming into my number 2 spot is none other than Hell or High Water. First of all, I just want to say it's awesome that this film even got a Best Picture nominee. I seriously was not expecting the Academy to actually nominate this for Best Picture, as well as other categories here and there. I'm glad Hell or High Water has gained so much attention at the Academy Awards as far as nominations go, because this is one of the best films of 2016 and just one of the best films to come out in the summertime. Like, what a refreshing movie. It doesn't have any twists or turns. It's just a film where you follow people that, you know, you could really get behind the characters, but it's also a film at the same time that felt very grounded. The performances from Chris Pine, terrific. Ben Foster, magnificent. Jeff Bridges, and the guy that plays his partner, and I feel bad for forgetting his name because he's really great, but everyone's honestly really great in this film. The cinematography, the look of West Texas, like, my goodness, it looks like West Texas, that's for dang sure. The film, just where it leads to its third act, the third act was definitely just so intense. It was so riveting. Just some of the most intense moments I've seen in 2016. And the direction by David Mackenzie was so impressive, and it makes me look forward to seeing what David Mackenzie will bring in the future. I loved Hell or High Water. I'm going to give it 4 out of 4 stars, which is an A. And now, you guys, we're at my number 1, and so as you can all figure out by now, my number 1 is Arrival. Out of all the films to be nominated for Best Picture, Arrival is my number 1. This film, words can't describe how blown away I was by this film. Arrival was just such a unique film for the sci-fi genre. Unique for an alien invasion film. What this film did with its build-up and where it paid off at the end is some of the most mind-blowing things I've ever seen to a film. Once you get to that ending, wow. I couldn't stop thinking about this movie for days. Like, that ending blew me away so much. I could not stop thinking about it. That was just brilliant. This film in general is smart. It's creative. It's original. It really is such a thought-provoking sci-fi film. It really is just so refreshing when you could take a genre and just take it to the next level. And Arrival, I think, definitely does that. The performances are really great. Jeremy Renner's, of course, really great in this film. Forrest Whitaker is terrific, but obviously Amy Adams, she's the one that carries this movie. Amy Adams really did give it her all in this film. The cinematography, the sound design, the filmmaking just by Denis Villeneuve, it's just so impressive. I really felt like I was in this world. Arrival is one of the best sci-fi films I've ever seen. So because of that, not only does it get my highest rating, 4 out of 4 stars, but it does get an A+. So you guys, that is my ranking for all 9 of the Best Picture nominees for the Academy Awards 2017. I can't believe I actually saw all of these films before the Oscars. I'm so proud of myself. So you guys, this is now the part where I ask you guys to comment down below how you would rank each of the 9 Best Picture nominees for 2017 Academy Awards. I would definitely be very interested. So let me know how you would rank the 9 Best Picture nominees. How would you even rate them as well if you want to do that? So everybody, this is Tony, aka 22 Tiger Dude, here on Universe of the Blue Tubers. And don't forget that I will always have Tiger Power.